Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is the overall energy around you right now? All right, let's start there. Start with you, and then we'll look at your person. Three of Swords, energy at the bottom of the deck. All right, so Temperance card. All right, maybe it's too soon to do anything right now, right? You have this energy of the Temperance, which tells me, the way I look at this is what's happening, around you right now. And it's recalibration time. It's sort of a time not to, make crazy choices in your life or to assume things. It's sort of a time to let things sort of play out organically until you figure out what's going on, right? Because with the Temperance card sometimes is, you just don't know where you're at in the current moment. Like, you've come so far. You spend a lot of time on a relationship, or you spend a lot of time in a job or your life. And then you're wondering if you should change or end something or leave because it's stagnant or it feels too quiet. And then you start hyper fixating on thinking that something's not working out because you're in this waiting sort of period. And that's why this card says patience, maybe you're not meant to end something. Maybe you're not meant to leave a situation, but you're meant to go down a different path with the situation. And yet right now there's things shifting even with the other people or the situations in your life that may be affecting why things are so stagnant in your life, or why they feel like, they're just not going anywhere when they are. It's just right now it's more about staying in the moment. All right, so let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's look at you, the World card, and what's your biggest challenge? The Page of Cups. Maybe you are needing, things to move along. You're ready for something new. There could be a new person entering your life. But to me, the World card is it is all coming together. Maybe you are finalizing something, and now it's about integration. The Temperance card, the World card can say you just went through a lot. You've come so far. You're embarking on a new chapter here. And so the challenge with you is seeing through the eyes of a child again, curiosity, newness, and being able to be in the moment can be, because now we have to tap into, a different energy, with the World card, what you used to do or how you used to act or how you showed up in a relationship or a situation that you're in. You've already done that. You've passed that, you've surpassed that, you're ready for something new. So what does Spirit want you to do? And I see the Sun card. So we'll come back to all this. You have a lot of major arcana showing up in your reading, so just keep note of that, okay? I will go back to that. So let's look at your person and their challenge, or, and I have the Nine of Cups, right? So that's a really good start to the person and your energy. Right, their biggest challenge right now, though, Page of Wands, right? Maybe it's just asserting themselves, and let's see how they view you. The Three of Wands, all right, so that's not so bad. And let's see what Spirit thinks you should do for the situation, but regardless of what they do. And I have the Hierophant. All right, so this to me is like so much. This is big. This is bigger than you think. You are dealing with somebody here. Nine of Cups energy tells me somebody here is really happy with where they're at, right? They're really focused. They've had things kind of get into a place in their life. They've been comfortable with themselves. They desire fulfillment, happiness. They just want to be comfortable, right? And their challenge is the Page of Wands. And this is somebody here that sees you, somebody here that sees the potential of where this relationship can go. This is serious. I view you as the Three of Wands, somebody with full potential, somebody who has their head on their shoulders, somebody who is very accomplished, maybe, and you got the two pages showing up as the challenge. So right there is the big key here in this relationship. if you have, been so accomplished your whole life, or if you're older, or you've been through so much, right? It's really hard for you to go back to the beginning, go back to the basics, right? That Temperance card, when we were younger, and yeah, we got a little excited, right? But we didn't get excited mainly because of fears when we were younger. We got excited because of nerves, but it was still like we were playful with the situation. We were happy with the situation. We just wanted to get to know one another, just wanted to see where things go. But now the pressure is on to make sure we don't get screwed over. We make sure we know the person is serious. There's too many ifs, ands, or buts. There's too many what ifs that are coming out. That can get in the way of a situation. I'm getting the vibe from your person here that they are very chill. They're very content with where they're at, right? So the problem is they're in no rush to just jump right in, but that's not stopping them from wanting to, see where things go with you. I mean, this is somebody that feels pretty damn happy that they're seeing you, that they can connect with you, and maybe they're struggling with connecting with you right now. Like, it seems like you both need to come back to that sun card, that inner child of yours, and just be playful with one another and just observe what's happening around you. The Temperance card, to me, it feels like the universe or spirit God, whoever you connect to, whoever you believe is kind of your higher source, is shining the light on new possibilities here. It looks like somebody here is ready for commitment, right? And shares the same kind of values. But what I'm feeling like is maybe it's too soon in the process to really know exactly what's going on. So what's your biggest challenge with your person here? The Ace of Pentacles. Where's that offer? Where's that beginning? Where's that, is the door going to open? Is this person going to show up? Now, for some of you, this could be, this reading here could be for some of my singles that have been kind of feeling like things are going nowhere. And or you just feel like, you've been patiently waiting, you feel like you've got all your ducks in a row, but what happens is we forget to be playful and flirty and just, have these crushes and just, take it day by day and open up and express ourselves and just show the inner ourselves. We show up with a mask on, we show up with our fears, we show up with everything but our true self sometimes, right? And it looks like there could be new romance entering your life. All right. And somebody here trying to get to know you. And you have this very beautiful energy of this person that I'm picking up on that really does see you, really is curious about where things could go with you. It's just they haven't made an offer yet. And so, I'm not seeing any swords show up for you. And we'll look at Aries through Pisces to see if where maybe with some of you it might be showing up. But if your challenge is that you're not seeing the love, or you're questioning whether or not somebody here really is interested in you, the answer is, to me here, is yes, they're interested in you. But this is somebody that has so much going on. They just kind of take life as it comes, and they're just like very chill. They might not even know that somebody else is really anxious or really into them either. They might not even see it. Maybe they're just starting to see you, right? They're starting to see the potential in this connection. And, the only thing to me is this challenge for you, the Page of Cups, can be you're afraid to open up, right? And so for some of you, there could be somebody trying to connect with you. But if you're afraid to open up and express yourself and just allow it to unfold, your person may hold back from taking any action towards you. I know some people just want people to just read through the mask or pick up a different vibe or just take action, but it's not going to happen sometimes, especially nowadays. It's like we really do have to have the courage here with that. Sun card, and really open up and see where the situation is trying to go, without allowing panic and anxiety to take over, to run the show, right? It's just a phenomenon right now. It's like, some of us just are so anxious, we just can't even, we're being triggered in so many ways. But what I'm seeing is clarity and growth come in, and with that Hierophant and the Sun card, like, this is some really good energy coming your way when it comes to, this could even be, I'm just going to step out of the box for a second here, because I talk about love all the time, but really my passion is our spiritual journey, and our life in general. And so I see that all the time, and I see luck, I see possibility of entrepreneurship, I see expressing yourself and building something, that is going to bring you a lot of joy and happiness. And it seems like all that is coming into alignment for you. Now, if you're doubting, like, what's your problem with somebody here is either you're not seeing the offer, the doorway come in yet, you're not seeing, or your person here isn't giving you a solid commitment yet. And, so again, if some of you have been dealing with somebody for a long time and you're not getting that solid commitment, that you could be dealing with somebody who is just happy with the way things are right now. They just want to keep things sort of casual, fun, playful, right? And this doesn't feel like somebody that wants to, keep you as an option either. That's not what I'm picking up as. It's more like, I just want to be, chill and kind of get together and just see where things go. I'm happy with the way things are. So the challenge could be the Hierophant for some of you. You need more of a stable commitment with somebody. And it's not easy for you to just take things lightly. And you're wanting something a little bit more serious. But I'm feeling, honestly, that you might be thinking that you need something, so like that, but I'm feeling like this is going to be more fulfilling for you, where there's a lack of pressure on a connection, lack of pressure on where things are going. And you're going to see that your person here is pretty serious about relationships in general. This isn't somebody here that's going to play around. They do want to find the right one, right? So if they are hesitant with that Page of Wands and they're holding back, maybe they are questioning whether or not, if you are the one, right? They want to make sure everything is clear before they completely jump forward here and make a solid offer. But what I'm feeling with this Temperance card, Libra, is that somebody just is enjoying the moment with you, and maybe they just are a little bit more relaxed about the situation, than maybe you are reading into it wrong, and somebody here is getting ready to make an offer. So what is their next actions towards you this week? I do see the Seven of Cups, all right? So it feels like you may feel some movement here when it comes to possibilities. Somebody here actually, expressing themselves and talking about, connecting and where things can go. But the problem with the Seven of Cups is that you're still in an energy right now with your person where they're still uncertain about what they want. All right. Now, I'm going to tap into something else for some of you too. The Page of Wands can be somebody here who's in no rush to be in a serious commitment just yet, but that doesn't mean they don't want it. And so they may be communicating with you, they may be talking to you, but this may be your only option. You may have your focus 100% on this person, but they're good with that. They see you as very attractive. I want this, right? But they also are still in this energy of, I've been quite content with just kind of being by myself or being open and just seeing where things go with just about anybody. So it does feel like, they may have been, or, just in this place of, you know, I want to find the right one, but you come into my life and, you know, I know we all want this love at first sight, commitment at first sight, let's go. But this is where that temperance card is saying you being yourself and just showing up is gonna win the prize here. The luck is on your side. It's just the uncertainty could really be getting to you. You really want somebody to be straightforward and choose already, and that's where that could be causing you a lot of stress. And it could even be, you know, you could be shutting down with the Page of Cups. You know, being your challenge, it could feel like you're having a hard time really truly trusting or expressing your feelings, uncertain about your crush. You know, should you crush? Should you do this, right? What if? But to me, it feels like the pace of this connection is taking you out of alignment, where spirit is saying you got to really shine, really step out and know that you might be the top pick here. And maybe you're the one that's going to pull this person to really finally make a move. Now, the good news is the Three of Wands is telling me in the Page of Wands that it's a matter of time here before this person finally goes, hey, you know, let's go. Maybe you're waiting on somebody to reach out, and it's like, here they come, you know. And I know for some of you, I can't help but see all kinds of different feelings and perspectives of people. And I know that it can be misread when somebody is not as, you know, they don't. A Nine of Cups is a person who doesn't need that much attention, who doesn't, you know, realize that somebody else could be stressing out about timing. But these things are things you learn as you go along, right? But I just feel like you have a very carefree spirit here, and you have a really good catch, but it's just allowing it to play out is all I'm getting here. There's no negative cards, and you have a lot of major arcana, which is saying it's all coming together. You know, there's something bigger here. And to me, it feels like, Libra, it's just asking you to open up your heart to the possibilities that somebody really does see you and is working at their own pace. So let's look at Aries through Pisces and see what else I can get. Now, Aries, I see the Lovers card. All right, so maybe Aries is making a choice, you know, to get in a relationship again. You know, they could have had some experiences in the past and they just don't want to rush in, right? They're obviously feeling some sort of way with you, feeling a connection. This week, you may feel like you're deepening the connection. You may get that communication you're looking for, right? But they may have a choice. There could have been somebody else. Maybe you know there's somebody else, and they're trying to, the reason why they're holding back communication is because, you know, they're trying to figure out which direction they want to go in, and that's okay. But I do see this is a really strong bond here. It could really turn into something. Taurus, oh my God, the Wheel of Fortune. It's like things could really turn in your favor here with a Taurus. You know, it's like coming back around. You know, sometimes we have to go around a couple times before we get it right. You know, Taurus looks like they're wanting more passion in their life. They're wanting something delicious in their life. They're not wanting, you know, stress. And that's valid, right? They don't want any more stress in their life. So if anybody's bringing them stress, Taurus is going to back up and not move, right? They want to be comfortable. But it seems like with you, there's a strong pull here. It feels like, you know, if anything is stopping this from moving around with the Taurus, it's an old pattern, behavioral pattern between the two of you that's being triggered by some sort of fear. All right. But I'm seeing here another cycle coming through. This week, you may see movement with your Taurus. Gemini, Nine of Pentacles. You have a very confident Gemini here showing up. Gemini here is, you know, looking for the right one and wants the right one, you know. And, you know, so that's just it, you know. And it looks like you may see this week a more grounded energy from your Gemini, maybe making more time and investing in this connection. Now, this the nines to me can be somebody who's, single, right? And, ready to mingle is what I always used to say. It's like, I've been working on myself. I got my shit together. I'm ready to go out and expand. I'm ready to find my match, right? But if you're in a relationship, the Nine of Pentacles is, just saying here, I really need to focus on myself for a minute so I can feel grounded so that we can, make this work. There's always a lot of ways, but I do always look at this as somebody who's very independent and just doesn't need anybody. They want somebody, but they don't need anybody. So this week, you got them showing up, but just remember that, right? And Cancer, I do see the Eight of Swords with Cancer. So there could be something going on with you and Cancer where you're being triggered. You're feeling uncertain about the connection. Doubts could come in, fears, getting stuck in your patterns, thinking nothing's working out. Sometimes we just want, magical moments, people to just show up and just, move forward. But I can see that there's a lot of static in the head here, a lot of noise going on when it comes to what's their next action, and this could be, where we're seeing here, why are they not saying anything, and it's like, you may be worried about something, but it doesn't look like they think anything's wrong, or they could be focusing on taking care of themselves right now before they embark on this journey with you. So be careful of that Eight of Swords this week. If you start stressing out around, why things are taking longer to work out, maybe they do have some fears they have to work through before they jump into a relationship. Leo, the Emperor card. So you got a really good energy with the Leo here. It looks like they're stepping up to the plate this week. You have, very strong, confident energy, making their moves this week. So maybe a Leo making a move on you. Virgo, we see the High Priestess. So Virgo here knows what they want, but they just maybe waiting for the right moment to make it come together. That's all. So you may be feeling some silence with a Virgo, and another major arcana here. So it's like, this is a major arcana, talks about something shifting in our consciousness. It's like, once we change, once we see a different version of you or ourselves, there's no going back. Right. And so this is a Virgo who sees you and knows what they want, and they see you differently. But now it's like, what do I do with this? So they may be waiting for the right moment to say something to you. Libra, you have the Five of Pentacles. All right. So that gives me a lot to hear. You may be so afraid to open up your heart. It feels like you're so close to something, but it feels difficult. Like you just can't seem to, get there. It feels like, I just feel I'd rather stand right here and keep arm's distance away from another Libra because I don't want to get rejected. And this is going back to this Page of Cups here. It's like, being curious and being playful and not worrying about the worst case scenario, not worrying about what could happen, and just being open to the possibilities that somebody really is very attracted to you. This week, there could be some challenges with you and another Libra, but this challenge looks like whatever's coming up for you may turn around, all right, this week. Scorpio, Ten of Pentacles. So Scorpio may have a lot on their plate. Ten of Pentacles tells me somebody who has a lot of responsibilities, whether it's family, whether it's work, taking care of things, all their responsibilities, the big shebang. But they're not going to invest in you if they don't think you're very important to them. So this week you may find that Scorpio is investing more time, especially if they value you, want this connection, and they see a future here. You're going to see them step up, and it's, looks like very grounded energy. Sagittarius, the Fool card. So Sagittarius coming in with all this energy. I don't know what's next, but yet let's just see where it goes. It doesn't look like your Sag wants to worry about things. It looks like they just want to go. They just want to see where things go. They don't want to talk about the problems or what could be or what happens. And that might not work for some of you, and that's okay. But that's the energy that they're showing up in here, this Fool energy. Like, right now, I'm not going to declare I want a commitment when I don't even know what is going on here yet. I just know I feel a pull towards you. Capricorn, I see the 4 cups, right? So maybe you're feeling like a Capricorn is just not interested in you. Maybe for some of you, they're not, maybe they don't feel like this is exactly what they want yet, but so you can't fight that energy. You can't force somebody to give you attention if they're not ready to. It may not have anything to do with you. They could be dealing with their own sadness, depression, just feeling rejected, even just in their own life, in their own ways, right? So there may be an energy this week of just feeling like we're stuck, right? I just can't see where this is going. Again, let's go back to this though. The Temperance card is, I don't know what's going on with you guys. This one here can be different. It just can be a different energy. Sometimes it's just a person who's just not feeling it, who's just kind of depressed, right? And it has nothing to do with you. But the Temperance card is like, don't worry about it not unfolding. It could still unfold into something. It's just you have to honor the energy. If you're knocking and they're not answering, you just gotta go do something else, right? Aquarius, we have the Ace of Cups. We're seeing Aquarius maybe even making an offer this week, right? This could be new love with an Aquarius as well, but I do see their heart opening up to the idea of a connection with you, a very emotional energy. And Pisces, I see the 5 of Cups, all right? So there is this energy of disappointment and feeling like, feeling down and out, right? So this week, maybe your Pisces is feeling a little bit, on under the weather for whatever reason. And so this could be where, you may take this personal. If you're feeling distant from your Pisces, it might trigger your fears of abandonment. All right. And the thing is they got to process and they got to figure this out themselves. That does not mean that look at the rest of the reading. It could turn out it's just this week that you may be dealing with this energy. And when somebody else is showing up in a certain energy and you're wanting them to match your frequency and your thoughts, it's not going to happen. And then you're going to interpret that as something you've done wrong. All right. So if you have a question after all this, here's your yes or no. Think of your question. All right. You got a maybe. All right, so maybe it's good because it can be a yes or a no, depending on what you want and how and your next steps, right? There's a lot of back and forths. There's a lot of, it's the same kind of thing with the Temperance card. It's like one minute it might seem like everything's all right. One minute it seems like something's off. And, just trying to navigate this energy with your person without taking it personal. It does feel like, we're at this stage where we're trying to figure things out, and it's easy to misinterpret a situation and let our anxiety get in the way of it. But to me, the Two of Pentacles is telling me that things are coming together. Things are, but it is, maybe somebody is trying to figure out if you guys work well together. Maybe somebody's got a lot going on, and it's just, I'm trying to give you all I can right now. I'm giving you my attention, and right now it might not be enough for you, but if I am giving you my attention, it's showing you that I'm invested. I just have a lot going on here, and I can't always, I'm trying to find a balance in my own life, right? So just something to consider. I love you guys, and take care.